Welcome to cheapohippo.com. Today we're going to talk about some cool search results that comes up when you do a Google search. These are some cool animations that will come up when you do a search for a particular word or a particular key phrase. So we're going to talk about 6 different ones. The first one we're going to talk about is Let It Snow. The one after that is Do a Barrel Roll. The one after that is Google Gravity. The one after that is Hanukkah. After that is Chuck Norris, and then Askew or Tilt. So these are 6 different animations that we're going to talk about that happens when you do a Google search. These are all kind of cool, and some of these are for the holiday season. So the first one we're going to talk about is Let It Snow. So when you do a Google search for Let It Snow, what's going to happen is your screen is going to start snowing, as you can see here. So this is kind of cool. It's a new animation for the holiday season that Google has implemented. And what's going to happen is your screen is going to start snowing, and it's going to cover up your browser with all the snow. And you can see that once it starts snowing for a while, it's going to cover up your entire screen with this frost. And you can play around with this. You can write on your screen now, as I'm doing here. And once you're done playing with this, you can hit defrost and the frost will go away, but the snow will continue. So this is a cool animation that Google has implemented just for the holiday season. So that's a cool animation that's going on. Another one after that is when you do a Google search for, type in Do a Barrel Roll and do a Google search. What's going to happen is your entire browser or your entire Google search is going to spin out like that. So that's Do a Barrel Roll. That's kind of cool. Now the next one we're going to talk about is Google Gravity. This is probably the coolest animation that they have here. So that's Google Gravity, and instead of doing a regular search, you hit here where it says I'm feeling lucky. So once you click that, what's going to happen is your entire Google search bar is going to fall down just like so, and you can play around with this. You could throw things around. This is pretty cool. It's just going to break everything up, and you could throw things around just like that. So this is a cool animation. You could also continue doing a search. So let's search for the website cheapohippo.com. This is our website, and this is what's going to happen. All our icons that we use on our site, our search result, our Facebook page, our YouTube page, channel page are all going to come up here. And so again, you could throw all this stuff around, just like so. This is probably cool. You could play around with this, and all these links are clickable, so you could also click on them. So that's doing a search for Cheapo Hippo on using Google Gravity. This is not by Google. This animation is not made by Google. It's made by the site mrdoob.com. So you can check them out. You can continue doing search on here. Let's just type in YouTube, and this is what's going to come up. More results are going to come up, and again, more things that you could play around with. You could throw things around like that. So this is probably the coolest animation. Now the one after this we're going to talk about is Hanukkah. And so when you do a Google search for Hanukkah, what's going to happen is under the Google search bar here, you're going to see all these stars for the holiday of Hanukkah. So that's another one. The one after this we're going to talk about is type in Find Chuck Norris. And instead of doing a plain Google search, you hit I'm feeling lucky, and this is what's going to happen. Google is going to come back with a search result that says Google won't search for Chuck Norris because it knows you don't find Chuck Norris, he finds you. So that's kind of cool that Google actually does this. It's sort of a joke on sort of a take on the Chuck Norris jokes out there. And in the suggestions, it also says run before he finds you. So this is kind of cool that Google does. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is if you do a search for the word tilt, what's going to happen is, well, you're going to have to go back to Google and do a search for tilt. And what's going to happen is your search bar is going to kind of slightly tilt because you did a Google search for the word tilt. And so it's going to tilt like this, or instead of doing the word tilt, you could also do Askew, and it's going to do the same thing. It's going to tilt the browser just like so, and it also defines the word Askew, and it means not in a straight or a level position. And as you could see here, your Google search bar is not in your Google browser, the page is not in a straight or a level position. So these are the 6 animations that Google has implemented on their site. Some of these are made by other parties, so you can check them out. But these are 6 different animations that we came to find out about. If you know more, let us know in the comment section below. And also, just remember, if you're ever looking for a hot deal on the top electronics, be sure to check us out at cheapohippo.com for all the hottest deals at the lowest prices.